primary school teachers gratuities. 3 killed at a food festival in Seattle. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the news around the world. I am Boluwaji Ogumola, and on the sign language corner is Korede Oluleye. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee investigating the activities of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, PFIPC, has directed the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, to produce the alleged Director General of the disputed agency to appear before it. It urged the IGP to produce Mr. Adeniyi Adeyemi before the committee on the 29th of July 2026 at noon, as its investigation into the PFIPC continues. The lawmakers' call came on Monday, just as the Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, said that his office declined a request by the PFIPC to open a Treasury Single Account TSA, insisting that due diligence had not been completed. Mr. Ogunjimi, who spoke when he appeared before the House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee, explained that though the council requested the opening of a TSA account, his office declined the request pending compliance with established due diligence requirements. The PFIPC controversy began after the self-acclaimed Director General of the disputed agency, Adeniyi Adeyemi, alleged during a presser that the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, demanded 48% from its 27.3 billion naira takeoff grants. Adeyemi had also alleged that the Chief of Staff received 400 million naira through a proxy and requested an additional 200 million naira to facilitate presidential approvals. But Gbajabiamila denied the allegations in a statement on oath, maintaining that he had no personal, official, or professional relationship with Adeyemi, and also denied demanding or receiving any money, abusing his office, or interfering with law enforcement agency. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has been urged to conduct a thorough investigation and comprehensive audits of all federal government departments to identify loopholes and advise the government on measures to prevent a recurrence of ghost workers. The call was made by a retired federal worker, Fatai Akinsomi, and a legal practitioner, Sharafaddin Sani, while discussing the topic, discovery of 908 ghost federal workers on BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120. Our reporter, Fidora Afolagboye, who monitored the program, has the details.
The federal government's discovery of 908 ghost workers on its payroll has sparked fresh concerns over leakages in public funds and weaknesses in the payroll system, with the developments raising questions about how such irregularities persisted within the federal workforce. Speaking on the topic on BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120, a retired federal worker, Fatai Akinsami, said physical headcount remains one of the most effective ways of detecting ghost workers, noting that despite the use of technology, loopholes still exist in the system. He explained that while ghost workers may not be completely eradicated, the practice can be significantly reduced by identifying and questioning those responsible, which he said would help authorities determine appropriate measures to prevent future occurrences.
Collaborations of people from the admin and the finance, such collaborations mostly lead to ghost workers. They put a name there that is not existing, they will perfect it by the document and make sure the names appears in the payroll. The effect on the economy also is always enormous too, because these are money that have been judiciously used in another sector that will better the lives of the common man. It's just been siphoned by individuals. The clique may not be more than 10. Even if they are 100 who are collecting all those money, it's still not. It's not well.
Also featuring on the program, a legal practitioner, Sharafaddin Sani, noted that the issue of ghost workers has persisted over the years due to the absence of a proper structure and effective system to address it. He stressed the need for adequate manpower in verification units, noting that the large number of workers to be verified requires sufficient personnel to ensure a thorough and effective verification process.
For every system, there is a structure, and that structure is occupied by personnel. The operational modus of those things is not limited to one person. It will definitely be within the cartel that take care of these things, for them to share what comes out of it.
Both guests called on the government to intensify efforts to identify and bring the perpetrators to justice while putting effective measures in place to curb the menace of ghost workers and prevent its recurrence. Fedora Afolagbu, BCOS News.
Another batch of over 1,000 retired primary school teachers and local government staff across Oyo State has benefited from the state government's sustained payment of gratuities and death benefits. The beneficiaries received their entitlement during a ceremony held at the local government staff pensions board, State Secretariat, Agodi Ibadan. BCOS correspondent Fedora Afolagboye reports.
It was a moment of joy and relief for retired primary school teachers and local government staff in Oyo State as the government commenced the payment of outstanding gratuities and death benefits to another batch of retirees. The exercise brought together beneficiaries, government officials, and other stakeholders, reflecting the state's continued commitment to clearing outstanding retirement obligations. The payment follows Governor Seyi Makinde's recent approval of an increase in the gratuity payment fund from 2 billion naira to 3 billion naira, aimed at accelerating the settlement of retirees' entitlements. In his keynote address, the chairman of the Oyo State Local Government Staff Pension Board, Honorable Akim Ige, congratulated the beneficiaries and commended Governor Seyi Makinde for consistently fulfilling his promises to retirees since assuming office in 2019. He explained that the payment also covers retirees whose gratuities were outstanding before the present administration came into office, expressing optimism that the initiative would enable the next administration to inherit a cleaner pension record.
I came on board about two years ago, and I met 250 million naira. But His Excellency has passion for these retirees and as well on pension matters. So he increased it from 250 million to 500 million, from 500 million to 1 billion. And recently this year, he jacked it up from 1 billion naira to 3 billion naira.
In his opening remarks, the permanent secretary of the Oyo State Local Government Staff Pension Board, Town Planner Olufemi Akinwale, congratulated the beneficiaries and disclosed that the payment exercise would be extended to the geopolitical zones of the state to make the process more convenient. He urged the retirees to make prudent use of the funds and remain vigilant against fraudsters seeking to exploit them.
Our governor has graciously approved and has deposited a large sum of money towards this cause, that instead of 10%, the government will be contributing 12%.
Also speaking, the majority leader of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Sonjo Adedoyin, congratulated the beneficiaries, praised the pension board chairman for his dedication, and advised the retirees to invest their gratuities wisely for sustainable financial security.
Since the inception of this administration in 2019, this has become a recurring occurrence. We've had several experiences in the time past when this thing was not paid to the people, in spite of the fact that they contributed their quota to the development of the state, but yet they were denied their benefit at the end of their workforce. But this time around, we have a Daniel who listened to the people of the state.
The event featured the symbolic presentation of checks to some beneficiaries, many of whom expressed gratitude to the Oyo State government for fulfilling its commitment to improving the welfare of retirees.
Kind gesture of our daddy, Governor Seyi Makinde, for he is paying our gratuity as at when due.
Meanwhile, the Oyo State government has approved the commencement of the contributory pension scheme for workers employed from January 2025. Under the arrangement, the government will contribute 12%, while employees will contribute 8% as part of efforts to strengthen the state's pension system and guarantee a more secure retirement for its workforce. Fedora Afolagwe, BCOS News.
We shall now take a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
If you feel the body, you go pray for me. I'm a cat move her body dangerously. You didn't make my heart go, body and soul. I still they go, I still they go.
Protect every day with Hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
So disinfect your living room every day with Hypo.
Hypo, hypo, go hypo. Protect your home every day with Hypo.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go hypo.
Done, kiddos.
Thanks to Golden Penny Spread, easy to spread and good for the family.
Mama like
Golden Penny Spread, easy to spread and good for the family.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% year.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Since your landlord just increased rent. I saved for this one separately on Money Points.
Ma, you say you save on Money Points?
Yes.
This Madam Money Points here, the array of your dryer there is target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is this savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact, son.
Jennifer, Money Point save as you transact. Money Point fixed savings and Money Point target savings.
What's up? Why did John want to contribute to you? Where should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Adaku to save. You see Money Point accounts there. You know, go open a savings account. Now Adaku you shoot. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the Money Point hack now. Even you. What are you waiting for? Download the Money Point hack now. Adaku, wow, open Money Point account.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Welcome back. The Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority has noted with concern a radio program aired on a private radio station in Ibadan on Saturday, 25th July 2026, which alleged the authority of discriminating against Fulani herders, extortion of herders, unlawful impounding of livestock, and abuse of power by rule of law enforcement officers. In a statement signed by its chairman, retired Justice Aderonke Aderemi, the Rule of Law Enforcement Authority described the allegations as false, misleading, and capable of inciting public distrust against the authority and the state government. The statement further clarified that the authority's enforcement officers had been following due process and procedures in enforcing the State Open Rearing and Grazing Regulation Law 2019, and no officer is authorized to collect any funds in cash or electronic transfers. The authority noted that all fines are paid into government accounts with official receipts issued. On the alleged incident cited by the private radio station, the statement explained that the authority investigated petitions from farmers around Ido over the destruction of their farms by herders and found irrefutable evidence of open grazing, which led to an enforcement operation during which 16 cows were impounded at Atawoda in Ido local government area on Friday, the 12th of June, 2026. The press statement added that the agency relied on the provisions of the Open Rearing and Grazing Regulation Law 2019, which stipulates specific fines and jail terms for categories of offenders. In responding, when approached by the legal representative of the herders, who have since resolved to settle out of court, The authority further explained that in view of this development, the evaluation report of the damaged farms and farm produce carried out by the officials of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development formed the benchmark for negotiations, and the sum of 3.2 million naira was agreed upon as government fines and a sum of 4 million naira as compensation for the farmers. The chairman of the Oyo State Rule of Law Agency, retired Justice Aderonke Aderemi, charged media organizations to always uphold the principles of fairness, accuracy, and balanced reporting, and verify the authenticity of any news item before disseminating to the public. The Code of Conduct Bureau has made known its resolve to strengthen collaboration with the media in promoting ethical values and accountability during a courtesy visit to the management of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Ibadan. The visit focused on building a stronger working relationship between both organizations while highlighting the role of the media in advancing transparency and good governance. Our reporter, Oyeshile Oloyede, was at the BCOS VIP room, venue of the event.
The Code of Conduct Bureau is a federal government agency established to promote integrity, transparency, and accountability in the public service through the enforcement of the Code of Conduct for public officers as provided in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As part of its stakeholder engagement, officials of the Bureau visited the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State to strengthen collaboration and seek media support in creating greater public awareness of its mandate and encouraging compliance with the ethical standards among public officers. Speaking during the visit, the Oyo State Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau, Mr. Bolaji Amal, said the Bureau remains committed to preventing corruption through continuous sensitization, public enlightenment, and enforcement of ethical standards in public service. He also stressed the constitutional requirement for the public officers to declare their assets upon assumption of office every 4 years while in service and at the end of their tenure.
The Code of Conduct Bureau is Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption agency, which deals strictly with public officers, whether elected, appointed, or career public officers. We are at the BCOS on a courtesy visit to the corporation to seek for synergy and partnership in actualizing the mandate of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Responding, the General Manager of Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Mrs. Taiwo Adebowale, on behalf of the Executive Chairman, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaitan, commended the Code of Conduct Bureau for its commitment to promoting integrity and accountability in public service. She assured the delegation of the BCOS readiness to partner with the Bureau through its radio, television, and digital platforms to educate public officers and members of the public on ethical values, transparency, accountability, and compliance with the Code of Conduct for public officers.
Anytime you have program for coverage and the likes, we will reduce the cost for you. It is not business as usual again because of high costs, huge cost of NEPA, the running cost. We always partner with them. We always cooperate with them anytime Code of Conduct needs us.
The visit ended with an exchange of souvenirs and a group photograph, reaffirming the commitment of both organizations to strengthen collaboration in promoting ethical values, transparency, accountability, and good governance. Oyeshile Oloyede, BCOS News.
Another timeout. Please stay tuned.
When
When you choose Golden Penny Semovita, you eat with kings. Golden Penny Semovita remains my soup's first choice because it is made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to provide a wholesome bowl food that is easy to mold, smooth to swallow, and pairs well with a variety of Nigerian soups. Choose Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
Welcome back. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has challenged young graduates to embrace innovation, continuous learning, and entrepreneurship as tools for personal growth and societal transformation. The governor gave the charge while delivering the 24th convocation lecture of Babcock University, Iroyin, where 3,521 students, including the son of the chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Temitayo Olaitan, were awarded first degrees. Our reporter, Adiola Oladele, who was at the University Stadium, reports.
The grand finale of the 24th undergraduate convocation ceremony of Babcock University, Iroyin, drew dignitaries, parents, alumni, and well-wishers from far and wide. The University Stadium was filled with excitement as members of the Nova graduating class of 2026, numbering 3,521, filed in proudly in the academic regalia to receive their degrees. Among them was Temitayo Olaitan of the Department of Software Engineering, the son of the Executive Chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaitan. Commending Babcock University for its contribution to higher Christian education in Nigeria, the guest lecturer and Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, congratulated the graduates and urged them to remain adaptable and deploy their knowledge to create solutions that will improve lives, transform governance, and contribute meaningfully to national development.
Babcock has given you the best possible foundation that any young person could hope for. You must now begin to build on those foundations. Because the world will not give you what you believe you deserve. The world will only give you what you truly demand of it.
Congratulating the graduates, the Chancellor of the University, Professor Basi Udo, charged them to remain ambassadors of excellence, integrity, humility, and selfless service. In his address, the President and Vice Chancellor of Babcock University, Professor Afolari Ojewole, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to its GRACE agenda, aimed at building a globally relevant, research-driven, Adventist-rooted, competent, and entrepreneurial university. Speaking with BCOS News, some of the graduates, including Temitayo Olaitan, Kenneth Ikechukwu, and the overall best graduating students, Oluwapelumi Amosu, expressed gratitude to God, their families, and the university for the support received throughout the academic journey.
You know, it's been a lot, it's been an experience, but I thank God, you know, it's a new step in life and I'm just ready for it. Big up to my dad, you know, I love him so much and if not for him, we'll not be here. And big up to my mom, if not for her support, my elder brother, my sister, you know, I give them all the thanks.
Yes, while in school, I realized I barely get the opportunity to do things I really like. I work on my app after classes most time. The app we're working on is called Wanderer. So Wanderer is an event discovery application where users can find events happening near them.
It's not that one day you wake up and you'll be able to pull off a 24 hours reading binge, but you just have to be dedicated and consistent.
Following the presentation of degrees, prizes, and awards, the chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaitan, flanked by members of the corporation's management and staff, rejoiced with Temitayo Olaitan on a successful graduation. They wished him greater accomplishment as he embarks on the next phase of his career. Adiola Oladele, BCOS News.
The Center for Religious Cooperation and Tolerance, in collaboration with the Professor S.A. Olagoke JP Legacy Education Foundation, has held the 20th annual OLEG opening ceremony at the Shafardin International Headquarters, Ibadan. The event, themed Education for Wellness and Impact Making on Town and Gown Course of Philosophy Actualization, brought together educationists, religious leaders, traditional rulers, students, and other stakeholders to examine the role of functional education in promoting sustainable national development. Our reporter, Oyeshile Oluyede, reports.
The 28th annual OLEG opening ceremony provided a platform for educationalists, religious leaders, students, and other stakeholders to deliberate on practical strategies for strengthening functional education and deepening collaboration between academic institutions and society. In his opening remarks, the chairman of the occasion, Alhaji Kamil Adeshope, underscored the importance of quality education in nurturing responsible citizens and fostering a peaceful, progressive society. He commended the Center for Religious Cooperation and Tolerance and the Professor S.A. Olagoke JP Legacy Educational Foundation for sustaining an initiatives that promotes learning, moral values, and community development. Delivering the keynote address, the Executive Director of the Center for Religious Cooperation and Tolerance and founder of the Professor S.A. Olagoke JP Legacy Education Foundation, Professor Sabitu Olagoke, described education as a long life process that extends beyond the acquisition of certificates to the development of knowledge, skills, character, and civic responsibility. He advocated functional education that bridged the gap between the academic institutions and society through practical, solution-driven approaches.
The goal of the school is to help in teaching and learning, using curricula for guides, to be the people who will build the nation the right way for the well-ordered society to emerge, maintain and sustain. Therefore, an organized formal setting of an environment is conducive enough to facilitate effective teaching and learning using appropriate aids and facilities.
The program also featured a panel discussion on the structural implementation of the Professor S.A. Olagoke JP Legacy Education Foundation, focusing on its operational framework, expansion and mobilization strategies, as well as educational procedures and certification processes. Panelists encourage participants to embrace lifelong learning and leverage education as catalyst for positive societal transformation. The ceremony also featured colorful cultural performances, goodwill messages, and networking sections, creating opportunities for collaboration and the exchange of ideas among participants. As the foundation marked the 28th edition of its annual opening ceremony, participants expressed optimism that the initiative will continue to promote educational excellency, uphold moral values, and strengthen the bond between academic institutions and the wider society. Oyeshile Oloyede, BCOS News.
Family members and friends congratulated the principal of a community high school, Ahoro Esele, Mrs. Rachel Alamu, who was among the 44 rescued victims of the May 15 attacks in Orire local government area of Oyo State. A solemn Thanksgiving service was held at Antioch Baptist Church, Ogbomoso, amid mixed feelings. BCOS correspondent in Ogbomoso, Aderemi Akomu, was at the church. His report is presented by staff reporter Bimbo Akombi.
The principal community high school, Ahoro Esele, Mrs. Rachel Alamu, was in the church on Sunday for Thanksgiving over her safe return along other 43 victims of the May 15 attacks on 3 schools in Orire local government area of Oyo State. It will be recalled that the victims were rescued on July 10 after traumatized 56 days in the den of kidnappers. The Thanksgiving, which would have been full of praises and elaborate event, was organized in a solemn way because of the gruesome killing of our vice principal, Mr. Michael Uyedokun, and a teacher in the school, Deacon John Olaleye, in captivity alongside Mr. Joel Adesina, who was killed on the day of the attack within the premises of LA Basic School, Awuru Esinele. Mrs. Alamu's appearance in the church was the first time after being discharged from the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Teaching Hospital, Lautech, Ogbomoso, where all rescued victims were taken to for medical attention. Mrs. Rachel Alamu, her husband, Professor Wole Alamu, and other church members appreciated God as they danced before the Lord.
So God saw it was God's hand. The release was miraculous. No, but I cannot say this is what happened. And just like that man in Luke who said, Paul, they were asking him, this man is a sinner, this man is this one is that. I don't know, but what I know, I was blind, but now I can see.
Returning glory to the Most High, Mrs. Alamu said the Thanksgiving would have involved reception in one of the big recreation centers in Ogbomoso, but the pain of the 3 teachers killed during the attack prevented all plans, adding that the Thanksgiving was mixed with mourning and pains. She appreciated all supportive hands, including religious and community leaders, along security operatives, the Oyo State government, federal government, education organizations, and individuals towards their safe return. In her remarks, the Director, Women Missionary Union, WMU, Nigeria Baptist Convention, Reverend Mrs. Ekunda Olalele, who led our team to the church to thank God over the life of Mrs. Alamu and other abductees, said the pain aspect of the attack were the 3 teachers who were lost to the deadly attacks. Special prayers were led by the shepherd of the church, Reverend Dr. Wale Olajire.
Another time out, please stay tuned.
This award goes to the most punctual student of the entire school. And the winner is Lisa Solomon.
Something is telling me that she makes her daughter skip breakfast just to be here. You people could have just asked. I would have been happy to tell you my secret.
Enjoy instant goodness with John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolate, the quickest start to your morning.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
Welcome back. The president of Christ Apostolic Church, CAC Worldwide, Pastor Henry Ojo, has urged Christians to remain steadfast in their faith and continually rely on God's grace, describing divine grace as the power that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary testimonies. Pastor Ojo gave the charge during the 40th anniversary celebration of Christ Apostolic Church CAC Reformation Land, Iliatunse, Ibadan, themed Fortified by Grace. Our reporter, Folashade Akintola, reports.
The Thanksgiving service brought together ministers of God, church members, and well-wishers to celebrate 4 decades of God's faithfulness since the establishment of the church in 1986. Delivering the anniversary sermon, the president of Christ Apostolic Church Worldwide, Pastor Henry Ojo, attributed the church's remarkable journey over the past 40 years to God's sustaining grace despite numerous challenges. He noted that just as God upheld the ministry of the church founder, Prophet Timothy Arabambi, His grace will continue to preserve, strengthen, and expand the ministry. Pastor Ojo attributed the 40th anniversary not as a destination, but the beginning of a new phase of growth, urging members to prepare for greater manifestations of God's powers and the emerging of a new generation of leaders committed to advancing the gospel.
When you are fortified by grace of God, God strengthens you even when you are ordinary. It make you from ordinary to become extraordinary. And that's what we can see in the life of and the ministry of his servant, Prophet Arabambi. The grace of God, God fortify his grace upon his life.
In his remarks, the founder and planter of CAC Reformation Land, Prophet Timothy Awabambi, returned all glory to God for preserving him, his family, and the church throughout the 40 years journey. He reflected on the numerous challenges the ministry had encountered since its inception in 1986, emphasizing that God's grace has enabled the church to overcome every obstacle. Prophet Awabambi urged members to remain steadfast in Christ and live in constant readiness for his second coming. He also called on Nigerians to be more security conscious by supporting security agencies with timely and credible information on suspicious activities, stressing that safeguarding lives and property is a collective responsibility.
We are giving glory unto God that has given me and my family, the church, that opportunity to wave the storm. We are just starting. We will keep on moving until we attain or given that opportunity to witness the rapture, that we are raptured into the glory of Jesus Christ.
Church leaders, invited guests, and well-wishers congratulated the congregation on the milestone, offering prayers for greater impact, sustained growth, and the continued fulfillment of the church divine mandate.
It has been glory upon glory, grace upon grace, mercy upon mercy. Knowing him as a person, I've seen him as a benevolent person, a man full of God's anointing.
We thank God, the Trinity God, for the grace and the mercy that he gives us. And we thank all our infantry that they are coming to this place. And we give glory to God for our Father in the Lord, the family of our Father in the Lord, the church congregation.
The celebration featured the symbolic cutting of the 48th anniversary cake, a special Thanksgiving service, and prayers for the church, its leadership, members, and the nation. Awards of appreciations were also presented to individuals who have made significant contributions to the growth and development of the ministry. Among the recipients was the chairman of Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaitan, in recognition of her support and contributions. The anniversary celebration ended with joyful praise, worship, and thanksgiving as members reflected on 4 decades of God's faithfulness and look forward with renewed hope and commitment to the future of the ministry. Fola Shade Akintola, BCOS News.
Another time out, please stay tuned.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% year.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Since your landlord just increased rent, I saved for this one separately on Money Point.
Ma, you say you save on Money Point?
Yes.
This Madam Money Point here, the array of year dryer there is target savings Money Points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is this savings Money Points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact, son.
Jennifer, Money Point save as you transact. Money Point fixed savings and Money Point target savings.
What's up? Why did I don't contribute to you? Why should I? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Hadaku to save. You see Money Point accounts there. You don't go open a savings account. Now Hadaku you shoot. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the Money Point app now. Even you. What are you waiting for? Download the Money Point app now. Hadaku, go open Money Point account.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Welcome back. It's time for sports, and Victor Opona is standing by for the latest sport news.
Well, welcome to you on the sports segment of the news tonight. I am Victor Opona. We start with the news that the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has rejected a proposal by the Egyptian Football Association to increase the number of CAF Champions League slots allocated to the continent's top-ranked member associations for the 2026-2027 season. The Egyptian FA had proposed that the top 12 ranked member associations each receive 3 CAF Champions League places instead of the current allocation. CAF confirmed that it received and acknowledged the proposal, but the Confederation's competitions department ruled that the changes could not be implemented presented ahead of the coming season. According to CAF, the proposal was rejected due to time constraints as well as the fact that the regulations governing both CAF interclub competitions cannot be amended at this stage of the competition cycle. The governing body also noted that all member associations had already been informed of their participation quotas for the 2026-2027 season last month. Despite the decision, CAF's competitions department is understood to be open to the proposal in principle and has indicated that it could be considered for implementation from the 2027-2028 season. The proposal reportedly enjoys the support of some members of the CAF Executive Committee from North Africa, while several representatives from Central and West Africa are yet to be fully briefed on the matter. With the decision now made, the issue is regarded as closed for the 2026-2027 CAF interclub season, with any further discussions expected to focus on possible changes from the 2027-2028 campaign onwards. Federico Chiesa insists he is only thinking about Liverpool amid continued speculation over his future. Across 2 seasons at Anfield under Arne Slot, the Italian forward has started 1 Premier League game and scored just 5 times in 50 appearances across all competitions. The 28-year-old will join from Juventus in a deal worth £12.5 million in 2024 and is contracted until 2028, told reporters in June that if he doesn't find consistency in the Premier League, he will have to look elsewhere. But after scoring in the first friendly of the Andoni Iraola era on Saturday, where Liverpool defeated Sunderland 4-2, Chiesa said right now, at the moment, he is happy at Liverpool. He loves the club, loves the fans, he loves everything. Chelsea manager Xabi Alonso says he has a plan to play club record on £117 million signing Morgan Rogers alongside Cole Palmer and believes the England international will make an instant impact. The midfielder became the most expensive British player of all time when he moved from Aston Villa to Stamford Bridge last week. The 24-year-old is on holiday after playing for England at the World Cup, while Chelsea have begun their pre-season tour in Sydney. Rogers signed a 6-year contract with Chelsea with an option for a further year. Alonso insisted he will be ready despite not yet taking part in pre-season training and believes he will be compatible with fellow England international Palmer. The pair describe each other as being among their best friends in football, with Rogers saying they would love to play together. I'll wrap up with the news that RB Leipzig winger Yan Diomande has agreed personal terms with Real Madrid after Paris Saint-Germain withdrew their interest. The 19-year-old Ivory Coast international was previously a target for Liverpool, with an initial bid of £69 million rejected in June, as well as PSG. Liverpool then moved on to other targets, and PSG have now opted against entering a bidding war with Real. Madrid have since agreed personal terms set to be modeled on England midfielder Jude Bellingham's contract as they are incentivized on performances and effectively improve year on year. Real will pay more than £100 million for Diomande, who joined Leipzig from Spanish club Leganés last summer on a 5-year deal. Diomande was the Bundesliga's Young Player of the Season for 2025-2026 season, having scored 12 goals and registered 8 assists last time. He moved from his native Ivory Coast to an academy in the United States in 2025 before joining Spanish side Leganés. Thank you for joining us. It's a wrap on the sports segment of the news. Over now to the main desk for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Victor. Now to the foreign scene. 3 people have been killed and several others injured following a shooting at a food festival near the Space Needle in Seattle on Sunday. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others as presented by Khadija Lawal.
Police said there were 2 suspects who were shooting at each other. One of the suspects is in custody and the other still at large, although officials have said there is no threat to public. Shots rang out at around 1800 local time at one of the city's most popular tourist spots, and as the annual Bites of Seattle Food Festival drew even more people to the downtown area. 2 deaths were confirmed at the scene and 1 person died later in the hospital. Those injured include a 2-year-old boy, officials said. A witness told the press that one of the shooters was near her and her friends when they heard the shots, sending them fleeing for shelter in the Seattle Children's Museum. The Seattle Police Department said an investigation remains ongoing and urged the public to avoid the area. Meanwhile, heavy rains and flooding in Pakistan have killed at least 107 people, injured 344 others, and damaged hundreds of homes since the start of the monsoon season in June, authorities said, warning of more downpours later this week. The National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, told local media on Sunday that the death toll from rain-related incidents since late June has reached 107. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has recorded the highest number of deaths, 55, followed by Punjab with 36. More than half of the deaths were caused by house or roof collapses, the NDMA said. In Lahore, the provincial capital of Punjab and Pakistan's second largest city, authorities have set up at least 17 flood relief camps to house evacuated residents, the newspaper reported. An unnamed senior official at the Punjab Irrigation Department told the press on Saturday that the situation was very alarming, with a vast area of around 400 square meters now underwater across the Lahore and Gujranwala divisions of Punjab. The official said the current situation resembles an inland sea because of the vast expanse of flood water. And
to end the news around the world, here again are the main points. The House of Representatives had a committee investigating the activities of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, PFIPC, has directed the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, to produce the alleged Director General of the disputed agency to appear before it. Another batch of over 1,000 retired primary school teachers and local government staff across Oyo State has benefited from the state government's sustained payment of gratuities and death benefits. And on the foreign scene, we told you 3 people have been killed and several others injured following a shooting at a food festival near the Space Needle in Seattle on Sunday. BCOS TV is now on Niger TV app, and you can watch us from any part of the world. Also, BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can also reach us on GoTV, channel 134 and channel 113 on Star Times. Now, before I go, if you see something suspicious, allow the authority for timely response. Be vigilant. That ends the news around the world. Good evening, and thanks for watching.